Hello, I am Dr. B.V. Rao of Usha Clinic and founder of the websites qmedicaldoubts.blogspot.in and drvarpamedicaldoubts.in. Today I am going to discuss about varus and valgus deformities of the orthopedic system. The valgus and varus conditions are the orthopedic deformities. Valgus deformity means knock knee and the varus is the bow leg. It is considered on the displacement of the end of the extremity towards or away from the midline of the body. Varus deformities are those which displace the hard hand or foot towards the midline. Valgus deformity is away from the midline. In knock knee or genus valgus, it is not only the knee that are displaced medially, it is the foot that is displaced laterally. Upper extremity, pubis valgus, carrying angle. Usually the forearm lies in a slightly abducted position in relation to the axis of the humerus of about 10 degrees in males and 15 degrees in females, due to the greater width of the female pelvis in relation to the shoulders. Fracture of the external condyle of the humerus in young children frequently fail to unite and continue to grow up the medial condyle in lateral life produces the condition of cubitus valgus, where the forearm may be abducted 45 degrees in relation to the axis of the humerus. In this position, the ulnar nerve suffers the excessive friction at the medial condyle, and an interstitial neuritis develops, which produces anesthesia and an insidious paralysis of small muscles of the hand supplied by the ulnar nerve. Treatment: if recognized early, transposition of ulnar nerve in front of the medial epicondyle will avert the further development of the symptoms, but it produces a little improvement if serious wasting of the intrinsic muscles has already developed. Cubitus varus, it is a less common deformity called the gun stock deformity due to malunion of supracondylar fractures. It is an ugly deformity but does not interfere with function. Treatment: its correction by osteotomy is dictated entirely on cosmetic grounds. Maitland's deformity, manus valgus, it is a radial displacement of the corpus with abnormal prominence of the lower end of ulna. It is a term for a deformity and comprises many etiological conditions. Anything arresting the growth of the radius will produce this deformity. Treatment: it is usually without any symptoms and rarely does the prominent lower end of the ulna need resection. Congenital absence of radius, it is rarely occurs. It is a case of growth of the ulna pushes the hand to the radial side. The lower articular surface of the ulna is expanded and articulates with the proximal row of the carpal bones. It is a form of Maitland's deformity. Congenital dislocation of the head of the radius. Dislocation of head of the radius is diagnosed radiologically for the first time after injury. Though it has actually been present for many years, attempts to reduce it will of course fail. It can be diagnosed by the fact that the head is not quite normal in shape, a cup shaped, and that is longer than it should be for simple dislocation. Congenital elevation of the shoulder. Sprengel's shoulder. It is a condition in which the scapula is smaller than normal and situated at a higher level. The inferior angle is rotated inwards and abduction is restricted. In bilateral cases, the appearance of the patient at restricted in bilateral cases, the appearance of the patient first suggests that the neck is abnormally short. In some cases, it is true as a result of congenital fusion of the cervical vertebrae. The rhomboid muscle are partially fibrous or cartilaginous or ossified, and trapezius and serratus muscles are sometimes deficient. Treatment consists of exercises if felt necessary by the doctor, but surprisingly little disability results. Operation to improve the functions are not satisfactory, but the upper and inner portion of the scapula are excised for cosmetic improvement. This is all about the varus and valgus deformities. In the next video, I will discuss about some other medical problems. Thank you.